Many of us are excited and waiting for the newest installment of James Bond, No Time to Die, which comes out April 10th, 2020. And today we received from Entertainment Weekly a few exclusive looks at the movie, which give us a little bit more of a detail and further look into what we can expect. Many of these images also come with a little insight from the actors as to what they were thinking and feeling either before or during the set. Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, it's Chris, and these photos are extremely exciting, especially to the millions of James Bond fans out there. We weren't anticipating getting another installment of James Bond with Daniel Craig, but here we are, and from the trailers and from everything we've seen, including the synopsis, it's evident that they're pulling James Bond 007 out of retirement for one more huge ride with Daniel Craig. And that brings us to this first photo, where we can see him wearing what can only be described as leisure clothes for an agent. He isn't wearing his normal outfit, and that's something that a lot of fans have noticed and have been talking about. But seeing that they pulled him out of retirement to do this mission, I guess it makes sense that maybe he's going to wear something a little bit different. Behind the photo, Daniel Craig did have to say, "I had to question myself. Was I physically capable of doing another one?" And that's the exact thing that everybody has been talking about around this James Bond movie, was we weren't expecting to have Daniel Craig back. But clearly he thought he was capable of doing it, and here we are, and we're all extremely excited to watch James Bond 007 Daniel Craig come out of retirement for this last mission. This next picture we've seen in the trailers. Here is returning Madeline Swan, who will be back. We know at the end of Spectre, he gave up the world of espionage for her, and now that she's back, it will be interesting to see her role in the next movie. This next picture features Jeffrey Wright, who is no stranger to the Bond franchise. He will be reprising his role as Felix. This picture is interesting because it is before they pull Bond out of retirement. He goes, and we've seen in the trailer, he says, "You're the only one I can trust." So we can only assume, it does appear they're in a nightclub, but they're in some type of nightclub where James Bond is retired, and he's pleading for Bond to return to the espionage scene. This next photo has Naomi Harris as Eve Moneypenny, Roy Keener as Tanner, and Ben Winshaw as Q, as we know them. So it'll be interesting to see, as like always in the Bond movies, the teams get back together and we are reunited with characters who we've always cared about. And of course, we're excited to see Rami Malek, who in the last minute did join the cast and will be playing the antagonist and the villain Safin. And he is accompanied by director Joji Fukunaga. When Rami Malek was asked how it felt to be thrown into this cast when he wasn't anticipated to be here, he had to say, "It would be like jumping on the moving wheels of a train before the chassis were even there, and you're building the engine as it's barreling towards the point of no return." So obviously they threw him into this, and it's been probably quite the experience for him, as we see him there with the director talking over the script, talking over the plays and his role. And he is a huge villain. People were really excited to see him in the trailer, and they're going to be very excited to see him return into this segment of Bond. Here in this photo we have Lisanne Lynch, who is best known for her role in Captain Marvel, who will be playing a 00 agent known as Naomi. As we've seen in the trailer, it appears that she will be accompanying Bond in a lot of his mission and throughout the movie. It also seems that she has a little bit of an attitude, and in her own words, she has to say, she is a fierce, opinionated working woman. So we can expect to see her in the movie, and she'll be quarreling with James Bond just like we've seen in the trailers, but we are also aware that there is a huge possibility that after James Bond does retire for good after this movie, she will reprise the role of 007. But for now, that's just rumors and speculation. This next one's really cool, and if you've seen the trailer, you've seen this gorgeous car and Daniel Craig driving it and all of the cool gadgets and tricks it can do. It really brings you back to some of the older James Bond days. And if we remember from the beginning when he said he wasn't sure if he was going to be physically capable of doing the movie, when he was asked about driving the car, he had to say, "I managed to actually do some driving. I did some donuts." So he was very excited about that, and the scene was amazing from what we saw just in the trailer alone. So whatever scene this is going to be in the movie, very excited to see, and Daniel Craig driving this car is going to be something very, very, very exciting. So this next photo is not one we haven't seen before. It is definitely in the trailer, and we've actually seen it before the trailer even came out, and is Daniel Craig standing in where we are told is Jamaica, and he's in retirement. This is probably the very early parts of the movie, or either a flashback during the movie to him thinking of happier times. But there is a little bit of a fun fact here. Since 007 is rumored to be retired in Jamaica, the character's creator, Ian Fleming, actually wrote the 007 novels in Jamaica. So there's a little fun Easter egg for us from the beginning of the movie and 007's retirement. So that's the exclusive look we got from Entertainment Weekly. They have a huge article about it. If you want to read more, go ahead and pick up one of their copies and check it out. But guys, No Time to Die looks like it is going to be an amazing James Bond installment. They've put a lot of effort into getting the entire team back together again. They've pulled characters who we thought were done for good, and they've gotten them back in it. They pulled in villains in the last minute to make sure we had our favorite baddies in the movie. The trailer looks amazing. These exclusive looks look amazing. So let me know in the comments down below if you are excited for James Bond, No Time to Die, and what you thought of the Entertainment Weekly exclusive first looks. Guys, thank you so much for joining until the end. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. A lot of really great movie news coming your way. And of course, this has been Cosmic Culture.